Hello everyone, welcome to the LEAD 300 course Prior Learning Assessment. With this video I'm going to demonstrate the architecture of our website and look at some of the other elements that you'll need to understand. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to have a private journal, and that'll just be between you and I. It'll be private. So if you click there, you just simply start typing an entry. I will be able to see that and respond. You can do it as needed, but I suggest at least weekly. The next tab is the syllabus. Like I say, I'm not going to open any of these, but those will be for you to open. As you notice, when you click an item, it opens up the sub-menu. So this is the syllabus for the LEAD 300 class, your class, and this is the syllabi for actually the courses that will show up on your transcripts as you're awarded college credit, either through workplace training or workplace experience. So we'll close that menu. And this is simply some faculty information about myself. This is your textbook. So if I click that, you'll notice there's no sub-menu, simply because it shows you here exactly what the course is that you're supposed, the textbook is that you need to get. This is an important module here. This contains due dates. So if I look here, I'm going to open this one first. That simply is a calendar of events for the first 8-week term, which is what you're in. So it shows the class start date is January 8th, and the end date for this course is February 6th. And then it also gives the last day of the semester, the exams, and then the commencement due date. So if we return back here, this is going to show our actual assignments for this 8-week course. So I'm going to make this a little bigger for us to see. And this is important that you understand how this is laid out. So this contains the core of your learning activities. Each module contains all the information of the required readings, course materials, any lecture sessions, everything that you need to know about that particular lesson is right here. But you'll notice that since this is an 8-week course, we have this first week we're covering 2 lessons, lesson 1 and lesson 2. And I put in some suggested hours of time of study for these 2 lessons, 3 to 4 hours for this first week, because most of these are just simple information sheets that you fill out. So on this first lesson, you're going to have a scavenger hunt exercise, and you're going to have a student information sheet, and you're going to have a discussion board. So those are the 3 activities that are assignments that are each worth 1 point. They're in lesson 1, and here's their due date. The second lesson for week 1, you're going to complete a program self-assessment. That's going to be a very long spreadsheet where you rate yourself on certain attributes that you will be learning about throughout this program of instruction, your entire degree. And it's okay that you don't understand some of those. You would just rate those low. And then you're going to actually use that when you take 540, which is the exit class, and you're going to reopen that and rate yourself on those same elements, attributes as the post part of that assessment. And then you're going to do a pre-course assessment about this course itself. So where do I stand on the elements that we'll be learning in this particular course? And then at the end of it, you'll rate yourself for those competencies. And then there'll be another discussion board. So there's their points value, 2, 1, and 1, and they're in lesson 2. Those are due the 14th. So the rest of the lessons are laid out the same way. Week 2, you're going to be pretty busy. You're going to do 3 different lessons and a little bit of lesson 7. But you're going to do a discussion board and a basic skills checkup, which is simply a short paper that you write. And then these are, the degree audit is your education plan. That's simply an upload. And then there'll be some writing to do and another discussion board, and then you'll do some writing on a particular style of writing called Kolb. So you'll be pretty busy that week. So here are the points values. Here are the lessons where those assignments are. 3 in this case, 4 in this case, 7 in this case, and then 5 for these two. So you'll be pretty busy that week. So I've allowed 6 to 8 hours of approximate time to complete those activities. Like I say, those are going to vary depending upon how well versed you are in writing and such. And all the lessons are laid out the exact same way. Week 3, you're going to do lessons 6 and 7. Week 4, only lesson 8. This is where you actually start looking and preparing your request for college credit via the training method. And then lesson 9, that's going to be its own week, and that's where you're going to complete your request for credit through the workplace job itself. And then week 6, lessons 10 and 11, that's where you're actually going to make your credit request. Week 7, that's when you're going to do what's called a PLAD, and I'll be talking about those in depth throughout the semester on each one of these. But I did want to show you this timeline and all the assignments themselves, and then the approximate hours of study, their points value, where they're contained, what lesson, and then their due date. So what we can do now is we can simply scroll to the next part of the Blackboard, and that's the 8-week term. So now I'm going to close this out, close that menu. This is a video that you should watch. It's a personal intro video to 300 from one of our instructors in the course. And this one is the first lesson, the lesson 1 introduction. I'm only going to go through this first one because what you'll notice is every one of the lessons are laid out the exact same way. So it'll always give an introduction here about what you're going to be doing in that particular lesson. So when I click it opens up the submenus. So each one are going to be laid out the same way with a lesson overview, objectives, the assigned readings, the lecture, and then if you look at these 2 icons, those are assignments. Those are the assignments that you have to complete. The rest of these are informational. This is a discussion board, and that's a graded assignment. And then this is simply a student interaction that I'll show you in just a minute when we get there. So let's go ahead and go to the lesson overview, and it just states what you're going to be doing in that particular lesson. And then we can just simply click the right arrow to go to the next portion. So these are the objectives. Like I say, you'll be reading through these, so I'm just going to scroll through these fairly quickly, but I do want to show you that all of the lessons are laid out the exact same way. This is the reading assignment. Our textbook is from Colvin, and we showed you that at the beginning of the video. So you need to read chapters 1 through 4 and appendix 2 of the assigned readings. And that's included in that the hours of activity for those 2 weeks. And then the next one is the actual lecture. First of all, this is a PowerPoint with notes pages, so you can view the slideshow in this PowerPoint and view it in notes pages view. So that means you're going to have to download it, and you download it by clicking the down and download the original file, and then you can view that PowerPoint in the notes pages view at your leisure. Or this video is that exact same PowerPoint with the exact same text from the notes pages as a voiceover. So whichever medium you're more comfortable with. I personally like the video better, but if your learning style dictates that you might like the text better, you could download the PowerPoint. So now we're going to go to an assignment. This is the student information sheet. So now it opens up a little bit differently here. You'll notice there's no due date here for it. However, you'll adhere to the due dates that's in the schedule that I went over earlier. It's set for unlimited attempts, so you can always go back to it. Does give the points value. And now you're going to, this is the assignment name, so your file name will be SIS, your last name. So now if I continue with attempt 1, I've already tried this once, it's going to come up with the assignment document. So you're going to need to download this, download the original file, and it's going to open up, you'll open it on your hard drive and complete the information. And this is the actual document right here. In other words, you're going to fill out some pertinent information here and then some of your experience. I'm not going to go through the entire document, but that's personal information about yourself. When you complete that, you will drag it from your computer drive to right here. That's all you'll need to do. You can also click and add any text. So when you drag it here, that's when you click submit. I'm not going to select submit in this case because I didn't upload anything. What will happen then is I will be able to view that from your gradebook and give you feedback. I'll go over that in just a minute. So now I'm going to click out of the student information sheet. And you do have a scavenger hunt. It's the exact same mechanism. So if you click there, it opens up the same thing, and then you start the attempt. Very same situation. You download the file, and then complete it, and then drag it up here and click submit. So that's kind of how all of the assignments will work. You do have a discussion board. And a discussion board on your first entry, we're going to give the proper terms. It's called a forum. And then you're going to use that forum to introduce a thread. So we'll just talk about with the proper terminology. So if I click there, it's going to take us to the discussion board. And this gives the information here. Use this forum to introduce yourself to the class. This is when you just type your response, introduce yourself, anything you want to say about yourself. About a paragraph is okay. And then what you will do then after that, there will be an assignment due date for that. But then you need to respond to a couple of other of your fellow students' posts. So that's kind of how the discussion board works. So I'm going to close out of that. And then the final thing is a student interaction. We're using RISE modules, it's called. It's software that's external from Blackboard, but it's a great way to use a graphics representation of student interaction. So if I click there, it's going to take us to the RISE module. In this case, Lesson 1, Introduction Student Interaction. Click Start. And here it says just simply take a look at the flashcard and think about the answer. So you scroll down. Now you will have completed looking at the syllabus. You've completed the scavenger hunt, the student information sheet, and all that information should give you a good reasoning to answer each one of these flashcards. So the first area, what is the name of the system that you use to retrieve your academic records, including your transcripts and education plan? So you think about that. Oh, what was that called? Well, then you think about it and then flip the card. Well, that's ULink, of course. So that's what this is about. You just simply click the flashcard, but you need to think about where this information is located. In other words, where do you submit your graded assignments? Well, it's simply on the Blackboard in each lesson. So I'm not going to uncover all of those. I'll let you two take care of that. But that's how a student interaction occurs for each one of the lessons. And each one of the lessons will have a student interaction. And some of them will be a little bit more in-depth than just remembering. So I'll exit course, close that out. And that completes all of the activities for one lesson. And there will be similar activities for the rest of the lessons. So I mentioned the gradebook, but if you click gradebook, of course, it's me as the preview user, but it does list all of the assignments. So if I had uploaded the scavenger hunt and graded it, the status would say graded, and the points value, which would be 1 point. So you will see when I have graded it, if you have uploaded it, it'll state that, but it won't be that it's graded. After I grade it, and there'll be feedback, then or if it's needed, and then it'll come up and there'll be 1 point there. No, don't worry about these totals; those aren't quite accurate, but as well as the course points, those aren't quite accurate yet, because the points values is 100 points and not that. So you'll notice the rest of the assignments that you'll be graded on are in your gradebook. There is a way to have messages that are not emails. They show up as emails, but you can use that and create a new message and send it to me, or you can simply send an email to me. All of the announcements, when a new announcement shows up, so these are the 2 announcements that I've already given, and they are repeated as emails, so you should have received those as emails also. So that's basically how the course is laid out. Like I say, it's an 8-week time frame, so we need to really hunker down and get through some of these assignments. I'm available just about 24/7 to answer any questions that you have, and I'll be scheduling an open house for anyone to join. But I can also set up private consultations with you on Teams. You just need to request that, and when you're available, and then I'll let you know if I can make it. Like I say, I'm available off and on throughout the day and every evening, and I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So that's about it for now. And like I say, if you have questions, email me. When you do email me, make sure you put Lead 350 in the subject box so I'll know to go to this class, because I teach 4 classes this semester, and it makes it much easier for me to go to that particular Blackboard site. So that's about all for now. And like I say, if you have any questions, you can always email me. You can use your private journal, and then you can request a meeting with me on Teams, and then you can try to go to our open houses that I'll have periodically. So that's all for now.